in the past few years, anti-feminist rhetoric hasn't just grown, it's practically exploded. With the overturning of Roe v. Wade and the rise of conservative voices comparing abortion to the Holocaust, the attack upon women's bodily autonomy has reached a terrifying new height. But while the backlash grows louder, so does the resistance. And that resistance we have seen before, and is known by the name Riot Girls. To understand why the Riot Girl movement matters now, we need to understand what they're fighting for. A huge part of the current backlash centers around abortion, a word that gets twisted and weaponized more than almost any other. So let's break it down clearly. An abortion is a medical procedure that ends pregnancy. That is it. It is healthcare. There are two types of standard abortions. Medical abortion, usually up to 10 to 12 weeks using FDA-approved pills that cause the uterus to empty, similar to a heavy period or a miscarriage. Or a surgical abortion, a quick procedure done by trained medical professionals, often lasting under 10 minutes. There are many reasons why someone might seek an abortion. Of the reasons, the most common include health risk, non-viable pregnancies, financial instability, abusive relationships, it not being the right time to be pregnant, and socioeconomic factors. And abortion care isn't just about ending pregnancy. It also includes treatment for miscarriages, incomplete pregnancies, and fetal death. Without access, women face a higher risk of infection, infertility, and in worst cases, death. So when misinformation frames abortion as murder or compares it to atrocities such as the Holocaust, it doesn't just distort the reality, it fuels stigma and strips away fundamental human rights. The right to control your own body. And that's the environment we're living in now. An environment that is in desperate need of a counter-movement. Punk was born out of frustration, a rebellion against authority, capitalism, and conformity. Regardless of its progressiveness, punk was not immune to sexism, racism, and homophobia. Women were often shoved to the back of mosh pits, dismissed, harassed, or sexually assaulted. Punks preached revolution but still protected the patriarchy. Fueled by the anger over this hypocrisy, women like Kathleen Hanna and other young feminists saw the violence and silencing of victims happening around them and refused to accept it. Hanna once said, "It takes tremendous amount of fortitude to live in this world as a woman, let alone a woman who demands change." That demand for change became the Riot Girl movement. Riot Girls blended punk's rebellion with a feminist fire. It was anti-authoritarian, queer-inclusive, intersectional, DIY, and anti-patriarchal. But above all else, it gave girls a place to speak, to scream, to yell, to let out all of their frustrations, to reclaim their bodies. Their message was clear. Your voice is a weapon, so use it. With Roe v. Wade overturned, abortion bans spreading, and anti-feminist rhetoric becoming more popular among younger generations, the fight for bodily autonomy has shifted from a legal front to a cultural one. This is the exact kind of fight the Riot Girl movement was created to combat. Because when the court fails, culture still resists. And the Riot Girls' tools, Zines, community networks, DIY activism, rage, art, and solidarity remain just as powerful now as it did in the 1990s. They remind us that abortion is healthcare, bodily autonomy is non-negotiable, and feminism is not a threat unless you think equality is dangerous. The overturning of Roe v. Wade didn't silence women, it awoken them. The Riot Girl shows us that revolution doesn't need permission. It didn't wait for Congress, it didn't apologize for being loud. And maybe that's exactly what we need now. Revival of girl-made power, girl-made community, girl-made rebellion. Revolution, girl style now. And again until we don't need it anymore. Until women's reproductive rights are protected. Until women's bodily autonomy is no longer at risk.